Have you ever had one of those days as a parent you wondering, did I get it right today? Maybe your kid had a meltdown at the supermarket, or you lost your cool after the fifth time asking them to brush their teeth, or maybe you just felt invisible. Here's the truth. Parenting isn't a performance, it's a relationship. And like every important relationship, it takes awareness, practice, and sometimes healing our own wounds along the way. Today, we're diving into 5 powerful parenting insights that every parent deserves to know. Not rules, not hacks, but deep, transformative truths drawn from the best parenting books of our time. Let's begin with the first one. Your child is not a mini you. It's tempting to think of our kids as little versions of ourselves. I loved reading, he should try to do so. I was shy, so she must be shy too. But children are not our second chance at life. They're not projects to perfect. In one story, a mother pushed her son to become a pianist, not because the son showed interest, but because she had once quit piano and regretted it. The son resented it. The piano became a symbol of pressure, not passion. Our children are their own people, and our job isn't to mold them, but to meet them, to see them clearly, and to support who they actually are. Connection before correction. Imagine you're frustrated, you messed something up at work. Would you want your partner to walk in and say, "You should have done it this way. Seriously, what were you thinking?" Of course not. You'd want understanding. Maybe a hug, or just someone to say, "Rough day." Kids are the same. Behavior is a form of communication. When they're acting out, they're not asking for punishment, they're asking for help. So the next time your child is melting down, try this. First, connect. Kneel down. Look them in the eye. Acknowledge the feeling. It looks like you're really upset. Want to talk about it? Correction after connection is far more effective because kids don't need to be controlled. They need to be understood. Model, don't lecture. One day, a father told his son, "You need to control your anger. Stop yelling," while shouting. We all do it sometimes, but children don't learn from what we say. They learn from who we are. If we want kind children, we must speak kindly. If we want patient kids, we must show patience, especially when we don't feel like it. This isn't about being perfect. It's about repair. Saying, "I'm sorry I raised my voice. I was frustrated, but that wasn't fair to you." Apologizing doesn't make us weak. It makes us human. And it teaches our kids how to be human too. Don't fear boredom. In today's world of screens and schedules, we often feel like we're failing if our kids say, "I'm bored." But boredom is the gateway to creativity. It's the soil where imagination grows. One mother noticed that when she stopped packing every hour of her son's day, he began to invent stories with his toys, build pillow forts, and even talk to the dog like a sidekick in a spy movie. She realized he didn't need more stimulation. He needed space. So instead of solving boredom like a problem, try treating it like an invitation to think, to wonder, to create. Heal yourself, heal your parenting. This one's deep. Many of us were raised with punishment instead of guidance, silence instead of emotional expression, distance instead of connection. And sometimes, we pass those patterns on without realizing it. One father who grew up with a distant dad found himself withdrawing every time his daughter cried. It wasn't that he didn't care, he just didn't know how to respond. By learning about his own childhood wounds, he began to break the cycle. Not by being perfect, but by being present. You don't have to be a flawless parent. You just need to be a growing one. Parenting is less about knowing the answers, and more about staying curious. About building trust, not just obedience. About raising kids who feel safe enough to be themselves, even when that self is loud, messy, or different. You won't get it right every day. But if you show up with love, with honesty, and with the willingness to learn, you're doing something extraordinary, not just raising a child. but raising a future adult who knows they matter.